Hi, everybody. I just got a question from someone who says they've been a long-time viewer, and they had a really good question, and it's something that I came to terms with recently in my own playing. So this is going to be definitely enlightening for everyone, probably for most people, I would think. So it's cool stuff, a little bit humorous in a way because they're saying the same stuff that I thought, and I was incorrect about. With picking. So we'll get right down to it. What the question was is if you're doing like the Paul Gilbert lick that he always taught, that he's been showing people for a while, that whole deal where, same thing, Michael Angelo Badio, I think, was doing the same, that sort of motion, where you're including one note from the other string, at least at first. I usually do this as like a string skip, right? And the question was, when I'm picking this stuff, or when the dude's picking this stuff, from the question, it sounds like alternate picking, like this, and they're like, how do I cross over the string without hitting it? He said it's impossible to curl his hand or to turn his hand like this to not hit the string twice. Totally get that. Okay, I always assumed that I was hitting the string twice until I used the GoPro camera to slow myself down 4 times slower so I could watch it back. And I'm actually avoiding the strings, even on string skips, like when I run. I'm avoiding the middle strings, and it's amazing because when I play really quick, it looks like a blur, like I'm just shaking. Even at high speeds, it looks like too much movement. But when it slows down, you'll see me tilting like this to avoid the string. It's a small amount, but it's just enough to avoid the middle string. So it's practice. That's all it is. And he said there's no human that could avoid the string or curl that fast and avoid hitting the string twice or hitting an in-between string while playing. Well, I was going to make a joke and say I'm not a human, I'm robot. But no, I think people definitely could do this because I've been doing it for a while. I didn't even realize. I always assumed I was just hitting the strings in the middle and just did it so fast I didn't hear it. But I actually avoid them, which is kind of creepy because I didn't know I was doing that. And when I watch it back in slow motion, I was like, wow, how is my hand doing all this extra stuff at those speeds? But anyway, that's a lot of talking. So here's the lick idea. All right, now alternate would be down, up, down, skip around, up, then skip around, down, up, down. To me, that is a lot of waist motion. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And I used to do that, and I used to get it really quick too. So it's not impossible to do like there. There's alternate. Oop. Not used to it, but you can do it. In economy, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So if you wanted to do this as like, not really economy, but the way I play it, it's basically where you're starting on an upstroke. Not that I start on a downstroke, but it converts to an upstroke the second time and then stays that way. And I don't care. You know, does it sound like I'm messing up? Not much, maybe a little. So at those speeds, skipping another one. It's a little bit unclean. By the way, I'm not plugged in, as you can see, because that's important too. When you're practicing speed stuff, don't amplify it all the time. You know, a good portion of practice should be just a clean, boring guitar, right? Another thing I wanted to mention is the speed at which you're practicing. And he said, if I speed it up with the metronome, that doesn't work either, because once I get to a certain speed, my hand can't turn. And he said, no human's hand can turn and avoid the string, which is incorrect, surprisingly enough. And you'll see that with the slow motion portion. Hopefully I could get just the right angle so you could see it do the tilt thing with enough light. It's tough to get the camera in at those angles, but I'm going to try my best to do that so you could definitely understand what I'm saying. Especially in slow motion. It's still pretty quick in slow motion, 4 times slower. It's still like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But at least you could get a much better view. You could actually see what the hell's going on when I'm playing fast. All right, so the trick is when you're practicing slow, and you'll notice even in slow motion, if I show up, I'll be playing it slow, I do this thing where I pop my hand out, kind of like Eric Johnson's thing. I don't know why I developed that too, but that seems to go on. And I pick more from the wrist, more from the thumb. When I speed up, you'll notice me, I grip like this. I'll do this grip thing, and I slightly turn my wrist down. Don't know why I do that, but I naturally been doing that, I guess. And then I lock in place. I think the reason is it makes it so the pick does not give at all. It's almost like it doesn't move. So what you want to do here is notice the difference. If you're practicing like this with your thumb and index finger or with your wrist or whatever, and then you try to speed that up, that's only going to get so fast before it causes stress and it's not working. However, if you pick from the arm, now there's another added benefit I never thought about, but when you pick from the arm, that's a natural motion to move fast. When you're picking from the arm, it also allows you to twist the wrist without causing, like if I'm going like this, picking like most people with the wrist, doing this and doing this, that seems pretty crazy, right? Or even with the thumb and then doing this, not as bad. But most people pick from the wrist. So if I was going like this, it seems almost impossible. I can't even do it slowly to do this and lift. But if I go like this with my arm and lift, that's like a joke. That's so easy. It's like turning a doorknob, right? So another benefit I could add to my repertoire when I talk about using the arm to pick fast, it's allowing me to avoid double picking a string or skipping a string. Right? So that type of speed, it's nice and clean. I'm not plugged in. There's no compressor. I'm going through a vocal mic actually, so not warmed up. So you're getting the real authentic Alan playing when he sucks today. So it is what it is, but that's actually a good thing, I think. So you can see the reality of it. Now, I'm going to switch over to slow motion and show you how to do this. But first, the tip. I forgot to mention it. To practice this stuff, you want to practice what you're going to be doing fast, but do it slow motion for real. All right, so don't go like this and practice with your thumb or whatever and try to speed that up. Try to go as fast as you can without thinking about technique and see what happens. Most people, it seems like, for that I've been teaching for years, your arm starts to engage. It starts using the arm. So that's what your body wants to do, so that's probably right. Years of evolution is not going to trump what my ideals or your ideals are for what you expect your body to do. It is going to do what it needs to do, right? So go with that, but then refine it. And by refine it, I mean take that motion of where your arm is doing this little slight movement, but do it slow and perfect. So instead of practicing like pick, 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 and try to speed that up, do your fast motion and slow it down, and practice that with the arm. I know it's going to be weird. It's one of the harder things to do because the sensation wants you to go faster. But by doing that, and then gradually speeding up, it tends to work. Another variation on this, if you get sick of those notes, by the way, you just do the blues scale. Dorian up here. Or, that's a good one. That sounds nice for blues and rock, so metal. Yeah, I gotta warm up. But anyway, that's that. I'm going to now convert this over to slow motion. Audio won't be great, obviously, because it's 4 times slower, but you'll get the point of it. And hopefully I get just the perfect angle so you can see what's actually happening with my picking once and for all. Maybe I'll do I should play for an entire day like I do like session stuff and like all the stuff I have to record. And then after I spent the whole day practicing and playing the guitar, then do a slow motion video. I was thinking maybe the next one I could do that, so we could check out a difference of what happens after I'm really warmed up. It's got to be a difference because I could hear the difference. I just don't know what the heck it is. It's more accuracy somehow. Maybe it'll look real creepy or something. It'd be funny if I saw it in slow motion and I wasn't even moving. It was like the string moved or something. No, I doubt that. But all right, guys, good luck with this. Hopefully I helped this individual out. I think this definitely does. I can't think of any better reasoning, logic, explanation behind this, especially since I'm going to show you it in slow motion, so there's no BS involved at all. It is what it is. All right, so you don't have to take my word for it. Watch it and you can see. All right, that's the reply of the day. Maybe of the week. I can't do these every day, so maybe of the month. Maybe once a month I'll reply to a question in video. Well, let me know what you think. If you guys want it once a week, maybe I could do that. So let me know. If not, well, maybe we'll do it once a month or something. Just ask really fun, good questions. That's all. Don't be like, what kind of ice cream do you enjoy after practicing? That's stupid. No dumb questions. There's no stupid question, except for that ice cream question. Because it's implying you think that I eat lots of ice cream. No, I don't. Bye. By the way, I want to mention first too, important. I used to alternate pick, and I got that same stuff up to the same speed as like what Paul Gilbert was showing it at least on record. I don't know how fast he actually does it, but I got it up to about the same speed doing alternate picking. So that's totally possible. Of course, he's not like also robotic or something weird or funny. So you could do it even on string skips. I used to do all that because I was an alternate picker. However, when I switched to economy, I find it's a little bit easier for at least for me. I think most people would probably find that once they get used to it, because there's a little bit less motion, which is what you've been talking about, which is what I've been teaching for a long time about economy motion. There's a little bit less of a motion going on when you're doing it economy. Not much less, because it's only one note on the top string anyway, so you gotta come back through. But it feels a little bit smoother for whatever reason, even on string skips. So when I did it alternate, I could get it about his speed, right? And then I noticed, like, I'm not warmed up, but when I'm warmed up and I like spent the whole day playing guitar or something, and I feel like I'm really good at it, I could play it even faster, like pretty stupid, like a ridiculous speed, even on skipping. And it's clean doing that stuff with economy. Alternate, I can't. Probably because I don't practice alternate like I used to at all. I've switched over years ago to full-on economy. Fact is, if you would like to get really good information and really good on the guitar, it's simple. It's free. Subscribe to me. I'm going to give you the best information. I'm going to correct problems before they even occur. And you'll get awesome.